Welcome everyone to another episode of Cryptid Mysteries. If you would like your story narrated here, you can contact us at stories@cryptidmysteries.com. This story comes from Bear Brook State Park, Merrimack County, New Hampshire. It was about 1983 or 1984. This small town is located just south of Concord, New Hampshire, and there is a huge state park there called Bear Brook State Park. It covers many acres, with just one road cutting through it, and there is no houses except for a few at the edge of the forest on either end. I was a passenger in a vehicle cutting through this gigantic forest at about 2 o'clock in the morning. We saw something walk across the road about 15 feet in front of the car, and it continued walking into the woods. At the time, I didn't even know about Bigfoot. The night was October 31st. Halloween. We were both completely sober, coming home via a shortcut from visiting friends. I wondered, what is someone doing out here alone, dressed up like a gorilla at this hour, in the middle of the woods where no one can see him? And where is he going, with no home or vehicles around for miles? But this was no man. I never talked about this sighting to anyone except my husband. I now realize that this thing matched other descriptions I've seen on TV and on BigfootEncounters.com's website. This thing was male, about 7 to 8 feet tall. I saw the huge chest, less hairy than the rest of the body, as he passed in front of the car. And I asked, are the high beams on? This thing just crashed through the brush, off the side of the road like nothing. Then he stopped briefly and took and looked back at me before moving deeper into the woods, like he'd gone this way before. In the dark woods, I don't recall seeing details of his face, as he was already about 20 feet away. In the road, I had seen him sideways, but I remember his chest as he turned, and I remember thinking that this guy is wearing a head-to-toe Halloween costume. He took large strides and moved rather quickly, not appearing to be confused or lost at all. And the way he moved was like the creature in that video. He turned his shoulders with his head, not turning a neck the way a human does. His big head was rounded and covered with long, dark hair. His shoulders were rounded, and his build was stocky. He must have weighed at least 300 pounds, and he was covered in long, black hair about 3 inches in length. I remember thinking that he did not walk the way a man does, and he was hunched a little forward as he moved. I remember wondering initially who this man was trying to impress, because he had no audience, and it was pitch black out there, with no street lights at all. Now I'm thinking that this creature must have superb night vision. The driver was going slowly on this curvy, sometimes hilly road, but he never stopped the car. I observed all this quite quickly, and the thing was gone. I was never frightened, just overwhelmed with curiosity. I thought it was very strange and puzzling. It made no sense to me at the time. I simply forgot about this for years, but now I am convinced that I saw the same thing others have described. I don't understand why no one has ever found a body or some strong physical evidence for the existence of this Bigfoot thing. It has now been about 25 years, and I have never written about this experience before. Perhaps you could help me answer if there were ever any other sightings reported in this specific area of New Hampshire. Thank you, and God bless. Sincerely, Angela. Well, that was a pretty good story, brought to you by BigfootEncounters.com. You can go read it yourself if you'd like. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and hit that notification bell. And guys, I will see you on the next video.